Hi, this is Rachel Sargent, and I'm here with Pro-Life Unity and Conservative Political Action Conference in Washington, D.C. I'm the Life and Liberty Director, and this here is Mr. Colin Hanna.
Hi, how are you, Rachel?
Tell us a little bit about your organization and your new book.
Let Freedom Ring is a broadly conservative organization with a three-point mission statement. We promote constitutional government, economic freedom, and traditional values. So we take in the full scope of issues, all the way from things like separation of powers, judicial restraint, through tax and spending issues, size of government, all the way through to the pro-life issue, the pro-family issue, and so on, all of which fit under the rubric, if you will, of traditional values.
Great. Tell us what you're doing with the pro-life issue.
We're strongly pro-life. We support all kinds of different pro-life activities. We've been involved in the defense of marriage effort and so on. We work with a network of pastors to help pastors be prepared to address the life issue. I do a certain amount of speaking and debating on the issue. So we're involved in various pro-life coalitions, the Arlington Group, for instance, things like that.
That sounds wonderful. And tell us about your book, Grandma's Not Shovel Ready.
Well, this was a fun exercise. The signs that people produced for the 9/12 March were just remarkable. And the idea that that march was in any sense a so-called AstroTurf project, that it was somehow orchestrated by corporate PR flacks or something like that, is a completely ludicrous charge to begin with. But all you have to do is thumb through this book and look at the creative signs that grassroots America put together when they came to Washington in 9/12. Hundreds of thousands, maybe over 1 million of them. And the number of signs, I'll bet you, was in the hundreds of thousands, too. So we put some of the ones that we thought were most amusing together in a book, and we put on the cover the single sign that was my personal favorite, Grandma's Not Shovel Ready, because there was lots of talk about how the proposed health care plan might involve, quote-unquote, pulling the plug on Grandma, right after they were telling us that the stimulus bill was about shovel-ready projects. So it's a great pun, because in this sense, we're not talking about shovel-ready in the sense of building something. We're talking shovel-ready in the sense of Grandma's not ready to be, in effect, put to death. And it's just a quirky way of putting what underneath is quite a serious question, and that is whether government-controlled health care would indeed in some way lead to withholding life-saving medical treatment towards the end of life. And that's a serious question, but I always enjoy approaching serious questions with as much sense of humor as is appropriate given the circumstance. And we thought that this had a pretty good way of combining the two themes.
It is my truly my unique pleasure to introduce to you one of the Republican Party's bright lights, and a man I once called my governor, and now I'm even more proud to call my very, very dear friend. Please welcome Governor Mitt Romney.
My name is Rachel Sargent, and I'm here with Pro-Life Unity at CPAC Conference, Conservative Political Action Conference in Washington, D.C. at the Marriott Warburton Park. And this here is Bridget Schultz.
Yes.
Yes. How are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. I'd shake your hand, but hands are a little bit full with all this memorabilia.
Well, that's great. There's a lot of stuff here. Okay. Tell me about yourself and what you do.
Well, I'm a student at Syracuse University. I'm graduating this May, and I'm down here with the Syracuse University College Republicans.
That's great. That's great. And tell me a little bit about how the College Republicans handle the pro-life issue.
Well, in New York it's a little bit different just because it's a pretty blue state, pretty liberal. We all have different beliefs on, where life starts and whatnot. Personally, a lot of us, and I'm not speaking for all of us, but a lot of us believe that life starts at conception. And you have to do all you can to preserve the future of this country, and the future of this country is the children. You can't, and I guess that all sums it up.
Do you see a good representation of pro-life and family organizations here at CPAC?
Oh, absolutely. A lot of people advocating for that issue. It's definitely an important issue in society and culture right now, and I think it really affects a lot of people in different ways than one. But yeah, definitely, there's good representation here.
Like on the news, you see, lots of different things about the stimulus plan and the healthcare issue, but we don't really hear as much about the pro-life issue. Does that bother you at all?
You know what? It doesn't bother me, but I think it might bother some of the 10% unemployed people who turn on the television and they're waiting to hear what jobs they're getting offered, and people are debating about abortion issues and a stimulus plan. So I think there's a time and place for it, and I think right now we should focus on getting people back to work. But in the meantime, I think that we should all keep in mind that we have to preserve the unity, faith, and future of this country, and I believe that starts at conception. So,
well, thank you very much, Bridget.
Well, thank you. Good luck with the rest of your day. Take care.
Yeah, well, Heather.